All right, what's up, everybody? It's Inside of Ties, episode 23. Working on an article for Will Nike Basketball Improve in 2017? I'm basing it on a couple of different questions that I got from someone. One is when Matt Powell made the statement that basketball category will not be strong again for some time. And then another person that wrote and asked me, why do I think Nike basketball will grow this year? So I had to do a full disclosure and say the first thing is I said that it would improve this year and that the improvement started in quarter four of 2016. Now that's incomplete. It's not in complete contradiction to what Matt Powell said. It's a contradictory statement to what he's expressed. He's saying that it's not going to get better. I'm saying that it's already getting better, and I have to validate what I'm saying. But a lot of the times that I make these arguments, I'm doing it so that we can have discussion points in the sneaker community, because a lot of the time sneakerheads and sneakerhead websites, they don't have the details available to them to actually discuss this kind of stuff in detail, but I do. So I'm a little bit different than what they're attempting to do, and I'm not just going to be sharing stats from somebody else or anything that's just kind of random. I'm going to go in and say literally exactly what why I think something is getting better. So in this article, I'm writing this article, and I realized that okay, I have to show the data and I have to show why I'm saying that it's going to improve. And I give a little bit of feedback or a little bit of a backstory about how I didn't use my own data to shift to, Adidas and some other things. I kept and I stuck with Nike basketball. And in my statistics, what you'll see when you read the article is you'll see this drop down in sales. And that's because I stayed with Nike basketball for way too long. So yeah, Nike basketball fell off in a big way for me and for everybody else. So if anybody says any different, don't listen to him. It did. It fell off. But what you'll see here is a little bit of a pickup, and this was right around the Olympics. And then this kind of carried on. I had another small drop right after back to school. It did drop back down. But then it started rising again all the way through the holiday season. And there's a reason for that. And I give the three reasons in the article. So go and check that out. What I'm doing right now is I was giving my totals for quarter one all the way through quarter four. And I was trying to show that there is a trend shift. So what I'm going to have to do now is go into the data on the back end of my website. So you may have to blow this up to see what I'm doing over here. So if you look over where the mouse is moving in the picture, this is quarter one. So 1/1 2016 to 3/31 2016. So that's quarter one of 2016. And if we go through this list, you're not going to see hardly any basketball shoes. You're going to see Air Max, Nike Shocks, Air Max Limited, my own personal shoe company, apparel, Air Max, Flyknit Racer, Air Max, apparel, a lot of apparel, Jordan. Here's a Kyrie 2, one Nike basketball item. And if we keep going down, if I say my top 10 shoes during quarter one were all running shoes, retro running shoes. So that gives you the understanding that, you know, Nike basketball is not doing very well. So how do we gauge quarter two? Let's go to quarter two. And that's going to be April, May, June. So June 30th. And this is going to, the graph is going to switch over for you. So give it 1 second. And that's going to be April 1st, April, May, June is quarter two. So here's quarter two. And what you see right off the top is you have to excuse, this is my shoe, the Arc Runner. That's a shoe that I made. And then you'll see the NMD, and you'll see 21 pairs sold at $4,000, which is a huge jump up. But you'll see the Flyknit Racer at 20 pairs sold, Airmore Up Tempo at 18 pairs sold. But this is what you need to recognize: the top 10 shoes in quarter two. One knockout my shoe is the NMD, Flyknit Racer, Airmore Up Tempo. You got Jordan Retro 12, Air Presto, and there's one Nike basketball in the top 10 of my list. And that's, well, I had the Air Jordan 30, I sold 8 pair, and I had the Kobe 10 Elite, I sold 6 pair, but that's not really top 10. Once again, Nike basketball not performing very well, but I stuck with the trend and I stayed with it. So once again, you go back to this post and you see this picture up here, my sales were dropping, and I dropped down to about I dropped down almost 8 to 10% in sales because I stuck with basketball for too long. So let's look at quarter three, which would be July, August, September 30th. And let's go July 1st. So July 1st, here we go. All right, so let's look at the top 10 shoes again. Adidas, NMD. Adidas, Tubular Invader. Nike KD9. Remember, this is the Olympics. The KD9 had just dropped. So here I'm seeing, oh, wow, people are actually buying this USA KD9, and they're buying the static version of the KD9. So here's KD9. It's in my top 10 in Q3. Air Max Up Tempo, which is a retro basketball, but it's still retro basketball. Adidas NMD, I don't know why that's saying NMR. Up Tempo Olympic, Kyrie 2. Kyrie 2. Now you're seeing more Nike basketball in my top 10 during Q3. So I can see the trend shift and I can see it increasing. All right. So now let's go to Q4. And that's going to be December 31st. And that's going to be October 1st, October, November, December, Q4. And we're going to look at the top shoes. Now here's a kicker. Under Armour Curry, 28. So 28 pair, but the NMD is second. KD9 is third. NMD, Jordan, Kyrie, Air Force, Lunar Force Duck Boot. But these are my top 10 shoes here, and you're going to see the KD9 rounding out the top 10. So I have the KD9, the Kyrie 2, and I have the KD9 here. So I have 3 out of my top 10 are Nike basketball. But it gets really interesting when you drop down into my next 20 and you start to see a ton in Q4 of Nike basketball. Kyrie 2, KD9, Little Posit Pro, Adidas. And we drop down and still got Kyrie, Curry, KD, Foamposite, Tubular Radio, Adidas, Kyrie, you know, and you start getting a lot of Nike basketball, but you do have a lot in that mix. You have Adidas and everything else. So that's what I wanted to show you. This video goes with the article. So if you go down into the description area, you'll be able to click on the article link and go there and check it out and read it. So if you have any other questions and you want me to break down each quarter, then I'll go ahead and try to do that as well. But that's it for Inside of Ties, episode 23. Sorry about taking it so long, but I thought this was important for the article, and it will be in the article. So the video will be there. See you guys on the next episode. I don't know when I'm going to do it. Maybe send me a question and I'll do another one. Peace.